What's up, YouTube? Samuel with VerticalExpressions, and I want to welcome you to another episode of, forgot the name, Truth Be Told. Now, you guys already know, Truth Be Told is all about keeping it real. It's all about one-on-one interactions. So there's not going to be any edits in this video. What you see is what you get. Truth Be Told is a one-on-one conversation between you and I, where I treat you like I would a friend. These topics that we talk about in this series are things that people have reached out to me to let me know, like, yo, can you please talk on this? Yo, I'm dealing with this. Can you know? So I decided to start making these videos, and I was a blessing to you. Today we're going to be talking about fitting in. Fitting in, keeping it real, keeping it one-on-one with fitting in. So I got my notes here, no edits, so you guys are going to see I have notes, but I don't forget what it is that I want to talk about and end up making a video full of nonsense. Fitting in is so real. Who doesn't struggle to fit in? I think my first point is basic human nature. I guess basic human nature to feel loved. We all want to feel loved. I want to feel loved. I want to feel like someone cares. I want to feel like people care. And it's a natural thing to desire that human contact, to desire that, and whenever we're taking out of our comfort zones, like we kind of lose the security that comes with that. Nobody likes feeling insecure. Nobody likes feeling insecure. You know what I mean? So we take you, maybe you're 4 or 5, whenever you start going to school for the first time. We take you from your home and what you know. We take you outside of your comfort zone. We put you in a class now with no one that you know. The insecurity is real. Your security is gone, and what we want is to fit in. What we want is to be accepted. What we want is to be understood. And it's real. And it's even more real when we start applying that to Christianity, because we gotta admit, we're different. Christians are different. Fitting in general, secularly, I remember me in high school, I was not a Christian, and fitting in was the main goal. Fitting in was so real. And you would think, as I got older, I started going to church when I was 21, you would think that would kind of fade away into the background, but no. Even especially as a Christian, now it's fitting into church, or then how do I fit into society now that I'm a Christian, that I'm different? I wrote down here that Adam wasn't good alone, and that's a fact. And that kind of plays into what I was saying before. We were never made to be alone. God saw Adam and was like, man, it's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for woman to be alone. Humanity, we were meant for community. We were meant for more than just us. That desire, or the concept of fitting in, just stems from that deep desire to be loved and to have connection. And I want to point something out. I wrote this down. I did the calculations. Because I'm brilliant. I used a calculator. I wrote down, if you spend 8 hours a week in church, think about that, 8 hours a week, that's a lot. Let's say maybe Sunday service is 4 hours. And then maybe you went to church on Friday for another 4 hours. That's a lot to a lot of people. At 4 hours of church a week as a Christian, 8 hours a week as a Christian going to church, you're still spending over 5% of your week outside of church. If we're talking about fitting in as Christians, I want you guys to understand that statistic. 95% of your week, you're actually not in church. You're outside of what will be considered your comfort zone. If church is a place where you get to be yourself as a Christian, you're only there 5% of the week. What are you gonna do? Let's be real. We gotta find a way to be secure outside of that. When you're not surrounded by your people, it gets a little tough. And I think, like I mentioned earlier, I think that's a truth that it's true. It's been true since you were 3 or 4 years old. we find security in our cliques, in our people, in our crew, and the people that we love, in our bros. Like, the bros are the bros for a reason. Like, the day ones, like, they bring us peace. They bring us that feeling of closeness and being complete. Now, I want to point this out, and I want to focus on the aspect of fitting in as a Christian, because it's not just fitting in for you. It's not just fitting in as an individual in this world. Now you're trying to fit in as an individual, right? Also, you got another label on you. Like, you're a Christian now. So whether you're in high school, middle school, elementary school, any sports team, whatever it is, whatever club, college, work, church, even that, like trying to fit in church, all of that, like, you're still trying to fit in. You're still trying to find that place where you're getting comfy and all of that. The number one thing that I've dealt with as a Christian and fitting in has been guilt. I'm be honest with you, I am not the type, like, I don't know if you guys live in New York, wherever you're watching this video, like, I'm not going to stand in the train and start preaching Jesus. I'm not going to do it. I'm probably not going to stand on the corner and start preaching Jesus. I'm not going to do it. I'll make a video though, because I'm comfortable in front of a camera, and I know you guys appreciate my efforts, but I'm probably not going to do any of that. And it's awkward to just randomly start preaching Jesus at work. It was awkward to do it in college too. Like, you just don't, how you look, you're in organic chemistry class and then you just start talking about Jesus. Like, it just doesn't, like, it's awkward, and I get it. And I can't imagine being a Christian and going through that in high school, because, bro, high school was tough. High school was tough. Like, the approval rating, it was real out here. If it's hard for me to get subscribers to this channel, like, high school was even harder than that. High school was even harder than that. It's like just trying to convince everybody else that you're worth it. And a lot of Christians deal with the guilt of not acting very Christian whenever they're out in public or outside of church, because they're trying to fit in. It's the reality of the situation. Like, truth be told, that's exactly what's going on. We're all dealing with how we can represent our faith in public while being comfortable. Like, we want to be the Christians that we are. Like, we want to be us, but at the same time, we want to fit in too. So what happens when someone wants to knock you for your faith? You, young individual, like, you trying to stay pure, and someone's knocking you for that. What do you do? What do you do when you're not down to do that thing? You're not down to smoke. You're not down to drink. You're not down to break the law. Like, you got a good head on your shoulders. Like, you trying to move forward in this world. Like, you got plans. You got goals. Meanwhile, everybody who's considered cool and popular in the place where you're trying to fit in, like, their agenda is the complete opposite of that. Like, what do? When you're at work, if you're a guy and you got co-workers and they're checking out the female and saying this and that, but you know you shouldn't be doing that stuff, what do? You know, I would speak on a female's behalf, but like, all right, I could do this. You're female. This is cliche, and I'm sorry, because guys do it too. Let me be perfectly clear about that. Guys do it too. But you're a female and you're out. You're out, and you know, they're just gossiping about her, and it happens a lot in church. Don't pretend like it doesn't happen a lot in church. You know, you guys are just gossiping, talking about someone behind their back, and you know it's not right. What do? If you want to fit in, what do? Like, and this is my point. This is what I've written down. Is like, Paul is a huge example for me, because Paul, wherever Paul went to preach the gospel, he blended in. Like, he made himself relatable to his environment. So I don't think you got to stand out to be a Christian in any environment. I say that as a Christian, in your efforts to fit in, you're not going to fit in. You're not supposed to fit in. Let's throw that out the window. Like, that lie of the devil that tells us, like, we got to fit in, we're not accepted, we got to be popular, we got to, like, we gotta lower our standards to make them feel like they deserve us, bro. No, you don't gotta do that, sis. I said, bro, sis, you don't gotta do that. That is a lie of the devil. Throw that away. Like, you were not meant to fit in, and you were not meant to fit in. Like, as a Christian, you were not meant to fit in. Like, before you even accepted Jesus, you were not meant to fit in. Like, God made you unique. If God wanted you to fit in, he would have made you with a cookie cutter. Like, you would be exactly like the next person and the next person. That's not the case. Like, you're uniquely you, and because of that reason alone, you stand out. So stop trying to stand in because you stand out. You can't find another one of you. And if you're a twin or a triplet or whatever, I guarantee you guys have different personalities. Like, the people who know you know that you guys aren't the same at all. Like, we were never meant to blend in. That's that lie of acceptance and insecurity. That's just like your fears getting the best of you. You know, as the first step is just letting that go. The second step is living life as a Christian in these public environments. This is what I started doing after years of practice, because it did not come easy. I had the same challenges that you guys may be facing. I had them too. You know, what I started doing was saying, I am not comfortable opening my mouth to start preaching Jesus at work. But what I'm going to do instead is that I'm going to start leading by example. I'm going to let my actions speak on my behalf. You know what I mean? So whenever the bros were doing this and that, I'll tell them. Like, I have a good friend. He's probably watching this too, because I think he subscribed. You know, he's checking out a female. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't be like, you just setting yourself up for destruction. You know what I mean? Like, stop lusting and all that. I just tell him, keep your eyes on Jesus. They're talking about whatever they're talking about. I just tell them, yo, bro, keep your eyes on Jesus. Like, just refocus yourself on what the goal and the mission is. And it's different. And you're gonna stand out, but you were meant to stand out, because you don't gotta like succumb to, you don't gotta give into blending in and just the trends of this world and that culture. Like, just be different, be God honoring, and people will recognize that. And because they recognize the fact that you act different, they know you're different. And people who are looking for the peace that you have, because let me tell you, there's a big blessing. There's a big, huge blessing in being different. I was never free until I met Jesus. Like, prior to my 21st birthday, I just literally lived my life trying to associate myself with whatever trend, with being on top, with being better, with being the leader, the example, like the flag guy and all that. And I achieved it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I achieved it. And in many areas, I didn't achieve it. You know, but for the most part, I thought I was being successful. And I thought that was freedom, was being like in front of the crowd or being the trendsetter and all that. And I didn't realize that I was just a slave to everybody else's opinion. You know, and then I started going to church, and by the grace of God, God broke those chains off of my back. And I just started to learn what it's really like to really be comfortable in your own skin, to really have the confidence to say, hey, whether you accept me or not, man, like, I'm me, and me is beautiful. Like, me is perfectly fine. And you guys got to start saying that too. Like, you, who you are, whatever your name is, like, you are beautiful. The way that you are is beautiful. Like, you're a product. Like, you a product. Like, you're selling like hotcakes. Like, you're worth it. And we oftentimes forget that. Let me just read here real quick because I got carried away. I wrote here some stuff that I kind of went through already. This faith walk, like the minute we get baptized and we start living our new life, the Bible says that we pick up our cross and we start walking. You know, we're meant to be different. And I want you guys to accept that fact. I want you to, in whatever area you're in, because I'm getting up there. Like, the beard is getting a little thick. I'm not the young kid that I was. I'm not really a kid anymore. I'm not gonna say my age because I'm gonna make you guys guess. Feel free to comment down below. But it doesn't change. It doesn't change. I have friends who are well into their 40s and the struggle is still very real. Let me tell you. And it doesn't matter whether you find the right one. You're always going to be looking for that security from them if you never learn how to be just like accepting the fact that you're fitting in. You fit in like the minute you accepted Christ, like that was the ultimate fit. It's you and Jesus right there. Like until you get this down, you're always going to be trying to fit into something. You're always going to be trying to like find the groove. And even if it's not exact, even if it's not working out, you're just going to continue to try. And it's never going to end. And it's not an age thing. You don't age out of it. You don't grow out of it. You just get older. Like, but there's a saying, it's like, some people don't grow up, they just grow old. It's kind of like that. It's like you advance in age, but nothing ever changes. You know what I mean? It's a part of this life. It's a part of this walk. It's something you got to learn. And with that, I just tell you, like, truth be told, that's it. There's no secret to fitting in. Like, you got to learn how to fit in with Christ and be yourself and love yourself and appreciate yourself for who you are and who God made you to be. And then just fulfill your mission, fulfill your purpose in Christ, whatever you think that it is. Spend time in the Word, spend time in relationship with God and prayer and all that. And you're going to be on your way. But this is truth be told, there's no simple solution. And if anybody tells you there's a simple solution, then maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Like for me, it didn't work. For me, it's something I got to remind myself of every day. Every day I wake up, I got to remind myself whenever I mess up, I feel like a failure, the shame, all that stuff. I just got to remember, like, I already got the ultimate fit. My Lord and Savior's got my back. Like, we're good. Everything else, man, is just going to fall to the wayside. Like, I was not meant to fit in. I was meant to stand out. So I hope you guys receive that too. It's been definitely dope. Another episode of Truth Be Told in the books. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Feel free to hit that comment section. I'm going to try to upload these videos more frequently because honestly, like I said, there's no Bible work. I'm not going through any Bible studies. I'm not building any lessons or teachings or messages or nothing. I'm just speaking to you as if you were calling me right up, and I'm just doing this real intimate. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe, share, and comment. Bless that like button. I keep burping. I'm sorry. Yeah, I look forward to the next episode. I see you. You guys have a blessed day. Peace out.